Hi, Aries. All right, so let's talk about this week. This week, you will be spending a lot of time with your friends. You'll feel very nurtured by your inner circle, your social circle. You also have love coming your way. Now, um, I do feel like this love situation, it doesn't feel like new love. It feels like someone from your past because on the bottom of the deck here, we do have the camera, which means that someone has been looking at your photos or reminiscing about you. I even have this very strong feeling that someone has screenshotted your social media profile and they have pictures saved in their phone. So I don't know. It feels like someone from your past, but your main theme this week is your friendship, your social circle. You will feel so supported. You will feel loved. You will be having so much fun with your social circle. So we have girl talk here or boy talk. This just talks about you having time with friends, moving on from whatever crazy situations have been, stressing you out. You could feel very happily single, or if you're in a relationship or married, you could just feel very in your independence, in your own social identity outside of your connection, which is great. You'll be living in the moment and having some fun. So I bet that you will be going to some type of event, maybe throughout the course of this week or the weekend. So you could be going out with your friends for drinks, or you could be going over someone's house other than your own. Okay. And then we also have Cupid's arrow, which just tells you that love is coming towards you this week. And I do feel like it's someone from your past because we have that card of camera. Okay. Also, with your energy this week, we have tree. So I don't know if you're getting paid, but there's something very abundant about this week, like maybe even back pay. So I feel like someone's getting commission payments, someone may be getting a bonus, or your paycheck that's coming possibly this week, or however you're getting some type of money. It's a windfall. It's a lot of money. And I feel like it puts you in a space where you feel very grounded. Maybe before this week came up, like, during this weekend or even last week was very stressful for you because it feels like you could have been stretching your finances thin, but that's about to be replenished for you as well. What I really love about the tree card as well, it talks about health. So if you've been struggling with health issues in any way, like if you had an upset stomach, if your back is aching, if you got the common cold because now we're going into winter season, I feel like you're going to feel very healthy this week and you're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to feel revitalized. But there's something about your health, maybe a health scare or a health worry. You're going to see that it's improving this week, which is really nice. And then you also have one of my favorite cards, which is just talks about your friendships. I feel like you have really good friends, Aries. We have the dog here. You have very supportive and loving friends. And I feel like your friends really enjoy your company as well and they value you. So that's just so nice. Also, Aries, pay attention to one of your friends this week. One of your friends could have a crush on you. Okay. So I am getting that because we have the love energy, we have the friendship energy. There could be a friend that is secretly crushing on Aries. So pay attention to your friends, especially the one that when you're talking to them after a couple drinks, they're just staring at you lovingly. It's not because you're their best friend in the world, it's more so that they want to make you their best husband or best wife. So pay attention to one of your friends. Someone does definitely has a crush. Love is surrounding you, past and even current. Okay. And yeah, let's jump into your reading. Give me two cards for Aries. What can they expect this week? Sorry. Okay. Is this upside down? It is. Okay. Ooh, very nice. Very, very nice. We have the Page of Cups. Something is making you very sentimental this week. You feel very pleased with your social interactions, with your finances, with your health. You feel kind of like gratitude. So there's a lot of gratitude. I can see you praying this week, like maybe speaking to your ancestors, your spirit guides, God, the divine, and just saying thank you for all the abundance that I'm receiving. So you have a very positive, happy week. Nothing can bring you down. All right. And you also feel very creative as well. You're doing something very creative. You're unlocking a part of you that you didn't know existed. Some of you guys could be doing something so creative that it shocks you, the output. Like whatever you're creating, it shocks you how good you are, or how in tune you are creatively. Whether it's like music, art, excuse me, sorry, fashion, cooking. I don't know. You're unlocking a new interest and also a new talent. So I love that for you. We have the Four of Pentacles here. This is the card of power. All right. So I feel like you are getting recharged, or you're getting your power back. It could be through your abundance. Maybe you were feeling like you lacked abundance, and it could have been very stressful for you this weekend or even the past week, but you're getting your power back. I also feel like it has something to do with your abundance or your stability, because this is Four of Pentacles here. All right, so I just feel like you feel empowered, or you feel like the leader that you are naturally, or you're just feeling in control. And it could come through some type of abundance or stability or security. So that's good. Also, you have career growth happening for you. So you are on a steady path, whatever you're doing. I especially want to speak to my business owners, because Four of Pentacles is the energy of like really holding on to something that you're afraid of losing. And for those of you who are business owners, or you have a side hustle that you're trying to branch out and become an entrepreneur, you could have been very scared that something wasn't going to work. You're seeing that something actually does have success, or the Hi, Taurus. All right, so this week, Taurus, I feel like you're going to have a very positive week. I feel like you are on the right track in your life. Whatever destiny you're on right now, whatever path you're on, whatever goals you have for yourself, you're right on track, okay? Nothing is getting in the way. There's no obstacles this week, which is really good. The only thing that may irk you this week is this energy of someone that is considered a soulmate to you. So this could be a family member, this could be a friendship, or even a lover. Okay, so there's a soulmate in your life, someone that you love very greatly, someone that you appreciate, someone that you value, and they feel the same way towards you. It's mutual. What will annoy you this week, Taurus, is that this person tends to be like a nagger. They nag, and they nag about the same thing. So, now we're moving in November, and pretty soon we'll be at the last month of the year. I feel like you've heard this person nag since possibly July about the same thing. It feels like annoying. Okay, so that's why I'm even using the word nagging, because someone has like some type of outdated thinking. Someone keeps replaying certain events or memories in their head that they should possibly try to empower themselves and move on from. And you're just tired of hearing it. You're tired of hearing this person's complaints or the same situation that they haven't healed from. You're kind of tired of it, okay? But for the most part, this week you will see that you're on the right path. You have like a legacy that you're building here, or you have some type of like long term potential that you're building here. There's something about your career, like you're going to be getting a lot of abundance with that, especially before the end of this year. You're going to see some more achievements or wins here. You also have a very mature outlook on life that I think that this soulmate of yours just does not possess at this time. And that's okay, because I do feel like opposites attract. And I also feel like, when you're put into relationships, connections, you're supposed to learn and grow from each other's differences. So if you have a bigger strength than this person of like being able to move forward, see things from a more mature perspective, I'm pretty sure that they have some strengths or some benefits about them that have helped you throughout the years or months or whatever. So, but I just feel like you're so annoyed with this person. They keep bringing up the same thing, something that's like a dead end situation with the crow. The crow also is like a symbolism of like change. You could be wanting this person to like let it go and embrace change and adapt to change. I feel like this person's issue is that they could be a little vengeful towards whatever the situation is. And what I see with a lot of people a lot of times is that they really are so obsessed with seeing revenge. like they want to see, if someone did them wrong, they want to see that karma in front of their face. They want to see that person suffering in front of their face. And when you are ascending spiritually, you have to know that sometimes God or the universe is not going to allow you to see someone suffering, but it doesn't mean that they're not suffering. So this person's so bothered because they feel like whoever did them wrong is like living La Vida Loca, and it's not even the case. Like, whoever did them wrong, I'm pretty sure has suffered great karma, but it's not your business. It's not for you to see. And you have to be able to move on and empower yourself, even if you don't see someone's karma. So I feel like that's this person's problem. They're having a hard time concluding this situation because they feel like what they suffered, this other person, they feel like they haven't gotten justice. But I feel like this person has, it's just not revealed to them, which is life. That's life. All right, so let's see what else we can tell you about this week. But I feel like you're so annoyed. Like, you just want this, you kind of want to tell this person, like, yo, get over it. But you also are being sensitive to their emotions because you love them. Soulmate energy, okay? So tell me about this for my Tauruses. Tell me anything else about this week for Taurus. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, first and foremost, you are very abundant. I definitely see that, especially with the Knight of Pentacles coming out. You are going places, Taurus, especially about transforming your money. You have like very transformative energy when it comes to where you'll be possibly by next year, or in the long run. You are setting yourself up very nicely. You're very you have consistency about yourself that allows you to be very successful. You do the hard work, you're reliable. So if you keep doing that, you're setting yourself up to be in some type of big position financially very soon. Okay, so I love that for you. We do have the Eight of Swords here. This person self-sabotages themselves. Your soulmate, your best friend, your best cousin, your sibling, maybe your lover. This person self-sabotages themselves by seeking revenge, or just kind of being bitter or jaded about a situation. And they kind of are missing out on all the good things that are happening in our life. So when you're so focused on revenge, when the universe is blessing you, you kind of overlook that because you're seeking revenge, basically. And I feel like this person self sabotages themselves a lot. If they keep talking to you about a love situation, there's new love coming towards this person that they self sabotage by being stuck on their ex. Or if this is not that type of situation, this person stops their progress or slows down their progress, maybe even financially, because they're so worried about someone who did them wrong. Okay. Now, you are being very patient with this person, so I don't see you confronting them, but I do see you being very annoyed by this. And I feel like this is the most eventful thing that could be happening for you this week. Your week feels very steady. You seem to be in a good routine. You are in a flow state even this week. So you have everything kind of lined up for you. The only thing that's kind of annoying is this person's nagging about a situation that's so old news, and it's like, change the channel already. Can we change the channel? Or I want to get off of this ride. I'm not having fun. Okay, so that's the only thing. I don't see you confronting this person. You have, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, very patient and just kind of on your best behavior. And so I don't see you confronting them, but you are getting tired. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay. All right, Taurus, please like the video. It helps me out a lot. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hi, Gemini. All right, so let's talk about your week, Gemstone. You have a very interesting week and a very interesting series of events, okay? For one, I feel like you did some type of work. You could have did some type of manifestation technique. You could have did some type of spell, just to keep it real with you. You could have did some type of manifestation technique, we'll use that word, to manifest a significant thing happening, and you're getting that this week. But I almost feel like it's long overdue, or you could have manifested this in like heightened emotions. So whether you were very angry, or you were very in love, or you were very sad, that's when you did this manifestation. It is now coming through for you, but I see you being very indecisive or indifferent when this comes true this week. So some of you guys, this does have to do with a connection. We have the camera and the chaser. You're going to get evidence that someone is watching you this week. It's someone that you manifested back. But this is the thing, right? I see you being like, I didn't manifest this person back, because you feel indifferent by it. You no longer feel moved by the situation, but you did. You did something to manifest someone watching you or chasing after you. I feel like this person could have been very like, I don't know, there's some type of false start between you and this person in the past. Maybe you felt like you guys were on the right space, but this person self-sabotaged a lot. This person could have abandonment issues. They could have a fear of intimacy, of people getting too close to them. They're coming towards you. It's based off of some type of working that you did, or spell, or manifestation property, whatever you use, okay? It's actually coming true here. But when it does come true for you, you're going to be so indecisive about whether you even want this anymore. It's almost like it's a little too late, and the excitement wore off in some way, okay? Let's see what you can expect this week, Gemini. This person's going to be chasing you now, or this opportunity is now chasing you, but it's almost like you don't want it, or you're just indifferent. You're like, the excitement wore off for you. Let's see what's going on here for Gemstone. Tell me about this week. Ooh, it's so funny because we have the Three of Pentacles here. So Three of Pentacles talks about momentum, productivity, having moving parts behind the scenes, things finally working or aligning in some way. But when this happens for you, I see you as a Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is the energy of slowing down, doing things very slowly, not being impulsive with whatever is finally working. So if this person is coming towards you, you're not really jumping on it. You're taking your sweet time. I feel like this works in your favor, by the way, because obviously there was some type of stagnation or a lack of progress on this person's part in the past. It's almost like you're giving them that kind of mirroring energy. So I don't know, even though you're kind of indifferent or you're being very slow, your slowness is kind of perfecting something. It's perfecting maybe the way that this person approaches you, how they respect you, that they don't waste your time this time around. So I kind of applaud you for not jumping at it right away. Also, you could be trying to figure out your feelings, because you're kind of borderline a little disassociated, or a little bit detached, but you can't figure it out yet. You're just trying to make it make sense. But I do see you being kind of detached from this energy, and you're working on your own timing, which is always good. I feel like that's a good thing here. This is interesting. Okay, also you're gonna get closure. So this is your outcome, is the Ace of Swords. You're definitely getting closure from this person. There's something that you guys are going to be sealing or getting, to the bottom of. So that's good. There's a conversation. But I see you dragging it out. Like maybe someone's hitting you up on Wednesday and they're like, hey, can we talk? And you're like, yeah, I'm busy right now, but I'll let you know by the end of the night. I'll call you. Then the end of the night comes, no call. And then Thursday morning, you're like, Sorry, I'm so busy. I'll let you know when we can talk. It works out in your favor though, I'm telling you it does. You also too could be so indifferent because you now see the truth behind something. Maybe when you were manifesting the situation back, again, heightened emotions, thinking impulsively, thinking maybe even irrationally. And I feel like you now know the truth and it makes you kind of disengaged or very disinterested or even a little detached. You are air sign, so, but you know what? I don't know, Gemini. Maybe because you are one of the most compatible signs for me. I've never really experienced a disengaged Gemini, not yet at least. So it's kind of hard for me to see you that way. But yeah, that's what I see happening for you this week, all right? I love you guys. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, Gemstone. Hi, Cancer. All right, so let's talk about your week ahead. I definitely feel like this week you're going to be taking some type of risk or you're doing something very unexpected, okay? And the reason that you feel comfortable stepping out on a limb or doing something unexpected is because you feel very stable in your life. So you have the palm tree here. So you could be feeling like life is feeling very easy for you. You feel very comfortable. You feel like you're exactly where you're at. You have room to stretch or grow. It's a very comfortable, easy living type of energy. You feel very stable. You feel secure in yourself. You feel like your growth or the progress that you're making every day is steady, and it makes you a little bit more flexible with maybe some doing something new, trying something new, whatever it may be. And you have the hand of cards here. So you're gambling or taking a risk or you're being very strategic. There's a lot of logic and wisdom happening for you this week. You could be really acting more like an air sign than a water sign. So yeah. Now you're trying to keep something very private or close to your chest. Be careful who you share certain things with. You definitely do have a lot of gossip, or someone has loose lips. Someone talks too damn much. And I feel like in some way, you're either telling this person about what you have planned. I don't know why you're opening up to this person, but maybe this is a lesson in itself. Like, you didn't really know this person's MO, or you didn't really know, like, what they're truly about until they kind of spread your business. And then you're like, okay, lesson learned. But yeah, you're doing something here with a lot of logic or a lot of intellect. You have the emotion. You're making a very authentic decision. So you don't feel forced to make this decision. This is really what you want to do. You're very strategic. You're a little bit like detached even this week. Like, you give me air sign energy. I don't know why. But also someone that you're telling this to, there's someone that you just may feel like I'm just going to tell them. I don't really necessarily feel like you trust this person. It's just that they're in the right moment at the right time. So when you're feeling chatty or talkative, this person happens to be in the same room. You're just expressing to them what you're doing. You never think that it's going to leave their mouth and travel elsewhere, but they will be telling people. Now this is something about commitment. I feel like you're about to commit to something. You're about to buy a house, you're about to buy a car, you're about to propose, or you're about to get proposed to, or maybe you just getting into a relationship, you're committing, you just got a new job, but you're wanting to keep it private just to protect your peace, your palm tree energy. And there's someone here who just talks too damn much, okay? So let's see so be careful who you spread your business to. If you have to tell someone, tell God, period. Or write it in a journal, like, be careful who you speak to because it will be spread. Whatever you're saying will be spread this week, so just be very careful. You can prevent that with your free will of just keeping your mouth shut, okay? All right, tell me for my cancers this week, anything significant? Yeah, okay. That's what we have here. Okay. Be careful who you talk to because something is going to worry you crazy. Something's gonna worry you so crazy. Okay, we have Diablo. I'm saying that because I've been calling one of my closest people in my life that, just playing with them, and I've been using that this whole weekend. So it's just funny. We have the devil here though. Okay, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles here. This is the card of worrying. So, and the devil energy on compared to the Five of Pentacles being together in a combination is like excessive worrying, negative thinking. Because you probably open, first of all, whatever you're telling someone, you regret it right when it comes out your mouth. You know, it's like maybe you have excitability about the decision you're about to make and you just want to express yourself, but whoever you're telling it to, you feel some type of like blockage where you almost are like, damn, I said too much in the moment. Okay? So be careful of that. And then also once you see that this, or you won't see depending on what you do, you'll see that if you do speak to this certain person, it's going to spread, and that's going to make you worry because I feel like you were really trying to do something privately. It's not like it's a big secret. It's just like it's better to have not so many prying eyes on my next moves, okay? And I see you regretting it immediately as soon as you open your mouth. So if you need to tell someone, tell God, you know, or write it in a journal, because it feels like you could be self-sabotaging yourself by speaking too much. All right, so don't get too chatty. And even if you feel like you're so ready to engage and tell someone your big secret, don't. Because whoever you're speaking to just cannot hold water, okay? All right, but other than that, congratulations, because you are in a stable place to be able to make this big decision, which is a big achievement, and it feels super exciting. It feels like something to celebrate. So, other than that, congratulations. And yeah, I love you guys, Cancer. I will see you guys in the next one. Please like the video before you go. Comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I love you. I will see you in the next one. Oops, wrong. Hi, Leo. Hi, my kings and my queens. All right, so very good week that you have ahead of you. I think this is so special, Leo. Now, first and foremost, I see that you're ending something. I know this has been your narrative possibly for like some months, because every time I do Leo's reading, it talks about endings, endings. I know you're so tired of hearing that, but I want you to think about it this way. You are a fixed sign, which means that sometimes it's hard for you to pivot from one thing to the next because of your loyalty, which is not a bad thing. It's a very valuable thing in this life. A lot of people do not have loyalty, and your loyalty is something to be valued. So, whether you're leaving an old job, you're leaving a social group, you're maybe cutting ties with a certain family, or even a lover, give yourself grace during this season, even if you are so tired of hearing about the endings, because even though you may have got it and you're ready to move forward, there could be another Leo who has a totally different story than you, a different timeline, who also needs to hear the message of letting go what no longer serves them. So I just wanted to say that just in case you guys are getting tired of this storyline of ending things, ending things. Also, too, as a reader, guys, I just have integrity. I will never sell you a dream or a story that doesn't naturally come out. I'm just going to read the cards to you. So I feel like some of you guys may be so tired of the ending storyline, and that's okay because you also have new coming in, and we're going to talk more about that. But yes, we do have the axe here, and the axe does talk about breakups, separations, stopping a certain pattern or habit, silent treatment, and even abandoning a situation that's a lost cause. Okay, so you do have that here, but what you also have here is I like you. All right, so there's something new coming towards you, a new energy that really is favoring you. New friendship, new romance. I feel like someone is going to be crushing on you. They're going to let you know by flirting. So someone flirts with you blatantly. Now, I don't feel like you're really picking up on this because you may just not be picking up on it, period. Like you are focused on other things right now, or you just never would have thought. But there is an energy of someone crushing on you, or just really wanting to, even a new friendship. There could be someone who really wants to hang out with you really badly, and you just are going to pick up on it in this week, okay? And I also see you being, because on the bottom of the deck, we have the runner here, so you may be avoiding the situation because it could be overstimulating with everything that you have going on, but I feel like it's a positive energy. On top of that, you have the energy of child. So let's just start with things that do not like could be external from you. If you have a if you are a parent, Leo, and you have a daughter, because this child card does talk about a girl or a woman or female. If you have a daughter and you're a parent, there's a lot of concern over your child, or you, and this could be positive concern where you're just going to be paying extra special attention to that child, maybe even for the rest of this month, not only just this week, but for the rest of this month. Now, if you are a daughter, if you're a Leo who's a feminine, whoever your parents are, your caregivers, your guardians, they're going to be paying extra special attention to you this week. Other than that, you are entering a brand new chapter in your life, a new beginning. You have new things coming towards you: new love, new friendships, new car, new house, new clothes, new look. There's something new, brand new coming into your life. You also will be more spontaneous, so you may be trying like something new this week, like new foods, new restaurant, new store, new community. You're kind of like going into a new realm here, kind of figure out your new self. And you also have a fresh perspective, so if your mindset was holding you back in any way, you are now adopting a new, fresh perspective coming out of that hangman energy, and you're going to be embarking on some new journeys that are going to be very fulfilling for you once you kind of adapt and embrace change. Okay, so you're doing that this week. Also, you have friendship here. There's a very supportive or loyal person in your life that you may cherish that energy this week. You may spend a lot of time with a very supportive friend or even a supportive family member with that parent energy, someone supporting you very greatly. Also, dog also talks about your siblings, so expect some interactions with your siblings, this week. There could be something with that. And it also talks about soulmates coming into your life. So there could be a soulmate, there could be a friend that's going to turn into a lover potentially. Maybe someone's showing signs that they want you more than friends. And this also talks about your pets. Pay very special attention to your pets. I feel like you have a pet that is an elder or getting older, and there's something about paying attention to them or just cherishing the moments that you guys make at this time. Okay, I don't feel like nothing crazy is happening, but you could be thinking or foreshadowing the future. You want to make sure that you're spending time with your pets. I feel like your pet is very clingy this week. Okay, so let's see what else we have for you for my Leos. All right, give me some messages for my Leos this week. What can they expect? Parenting and your parents and parenting is a big theme for you this week. We have the Empress, especially when it comes to feminine energy in your life. So if you have a daughter, if you're a mom, if you have a mom, there's a very big connection here where you're going to feel very nurtured and loved by feminines in your family, or even your own mother, or you're going to have to do a lot of nurturing towards your child, paying extra special attention to them. I feel like it goes very well. There's something very enjoyable about this connection. It just feels like mutual love. Like if whether you're nurturing something, you're being nurtured back, or vice versa, whatever. Okay, so we have the Empress here. There's also something very abundant about you. So yes, you have new energy coming towards you. Make sure you have the right people coming towards you, because I always think with the Empress, this is someone to be put on a pedestal. This is someone to be spoiled. It's because they're so abundant that anyone who comes into their life, that abundance rubs off on them. So even the situation that you're moving away from, that you're separating from, even if it's a job, you being in that workplace makes the workplace very abundant. Your managers, your coworkers, even customers tend to get that abundance that rubs off of you. And same thing goes for your friendships and your love situations. It's almost like, you have a very sacred energy that even though new is coming towards you, make sure they're coming towards you for the right reasons, or that there's something mutually beneficial, because I'm also getting this energy of you spreading yourself thin. Now, There's someone here who's reminiscing about maybe a romantic time that you guys had together, someone that you consider a friend. Something romantic could have happened in the past between you two, but you never took it seriously and you never felt head over heels in love. It could have just been like in the moment. But there's someone here who wants to reinvite that spark back, or they could be flirting with you, testing you to see if you think about them the same way. I feel like you don't, Leo, but I also feel like maybe there is a new spark here. So I wouldn't disengage too much. I would just pay attention and pay attention to your heart or how you feel, because there is some type of old spark that could be revisiting. And it doesn't have to be anything like physical. It could just be like through text, through a phone call, that you and this person could be flirting. You may have felt like, I don't really have feelings for this person, but something's being reignited here with the Six of Cups. So pay attention to that. So this week, Leo, expect a lot of nurturing. And also, I want you to be grateful for yourself because you have energy that a lot of people benefit from, just being abundant, being generous, being loyal. A lot of people benefit from that. I don't know how many times you feel like you benefit from your own energy. I feel like this week you'll be doing some new things, being generous to yourself, being more spontaneous, adventurous. You're going to have a lot of fun, or there's something very comforting or nostalgic coming into your life. And you also have like maybe a friend here who's crushing on you and will be flirting with you. So pay attention to that as well. Other than that, Leo, you're clearing out the old so that you can invite new. And I do see you being very blessed in your next season. Okay. So just be excited for that and just go with the flow and allow change to come to your life and embrace it. And that's just really it. Okay. All right, Leo, I love you guys. Please like the video before you go. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. I love you, Leo, my kings and my queens. I will see you guys in the next one. Hi, Virgo. All right, let's talk about your week ahead. You have a very, very positive week ahead. Wow, Virgo. Very positive. Okay, first and foremost, love is in your life. Okay, some of you guys are experiencing this love, but if you aren't, just know that love is coming very, very soon. You have heart with the key. So if this is not your storyline yet, do not fret. Okay, bars. That's a rhyme. That's a wrap. Okay, do not fret. Love is coming in. It just hasn't come in yet. Period. But sorry guys. I'm a little delirious. Okay, first and foremost, you are meeting the one or you're with the one. So also I'm getting the one that got away. So there's something about like reconciling. It's someone that you're not very familiar with. So if you are not experiencing this right now, but those of you who are experiencing this can probably co-sign what I'm about to say. This is someone that you guys didn't get a fair chance. Could have been high school, could have been elementary school, could have grew up in the same neighborhood, could have been college. You and this person didn't get the right opportunity to cultivate something. It doesn't feel like one of those exes where it's like we make up, break up, and then we're just holding on to each other out of toxicity. You and this person have a very different type of understanding and connection. And it feels like the stars are aligning for you, Virgo, where you're going to be getting a lot of yeses. You're going to and a lot of things are being revealed to you. So even whoever this person is that you have in your life right now or who's coming towards you, you'll be very shocked by how things are aligning for you too, and that they were always the one. So this talks about welcoming love, meeting the one, opening your heart, getting together, and things being perfect. I feel like you're having the perfect week with this person. You feel in sync, you feel valued, you feel loved. All the stars are aligning, okay? And it's so amazing that I even see that you are that friend right now in your social group, whether it's your guy group, girl group, or we don't even if it's guys and girls that are your friends, you are the one who has bragging rights right now. You are just bragging, from sun up to sundown about how perfect things are aligning in your life. And you actually, I feel like it's warranted. I feel like, yeah, you should be talking about it because maybe you've been through the ringer or things weren't always perfect like this. So once they are, you kind of want to stamp it in the ground and make it a big moment by speaking on it. And I think you should because I feel like your friends are happy for you. I also see you having fun this week, so you could be going and hanging out with your friends and just having a lot of good news to share. Very supportive friend group, also having a lot of fun, so look out for that. There's some type of outing or event happening for you. You have to know that this is your season, Virgo. And on top of you knowing that it's your season, you need to take advantage of it. Because as we know, life is ebbs and flows, and life is not always so sweet. That's just reality. So when life is sweet for you, when you're living the good life, you need to embrace it and like take advantage. And also, when everything is aligning for you, or when you're getting so much positive and perfect energy in your life, take advantage. Sometimes we get these little blessings and we're like, wow, we're so lucky. In that same moment, I'm manifesting more because I know that the energy and the current is working in my favor. So, if you have anything that you would like to see in 2026 for yourself, I definitely would do anything to manifest that. Whether that's like listening to subliminals or writing it down or lighting a candle or even praying to God, you need to be doing that this week because you have a very magnetic energy. Whatever you ask for, you can receive, and you're kind of preparing yourself and setting yourself up for the future. So everything is perfect now, but you want to continue that lucky streak. So you have to put more energy out there because you're receiving what you manifested, okay? I know that because you have magnet here, so there's something very magnetic about you. You have great charm right now. I feel like you have the gift of gab. You could talk your way into any situation. You need to utilize that, especially because it feels like your romantic or emotional life is doing numbers. But if you're wanting your career life to do numbers, you need to express yourself to whoever your higher ups are and get that position, get that role, get that ranking. You can do that, okay? So this will be a good time for you to charm your boss or charm your clients or customers if you have a business to bring in that extra abundance. Things that you've been longing for, that you desired, are attracted to you right now and it's coming towards you. You have a immaculate charm. There's also something about your sexual energy or your seduction. I feel like you also are going to have very successful sexual encounters if that's what you want. So that's really nice. You have a big field of influence right now. And even more so with the sun. This is a card of yes, or just stars aligning for you, okay? I was getting that Beyonce song that's viral right now where she's like, yes, oh, yes. Maybe that needs to be your mantra or your chant, or you need to play that, every morning as you're starting your day just to remind you how abundant you are, okay? And Beyonce is a Virgo as well, so it kind of just aligns. Everything's aligning for you. Also, your energy levels are going to be restored. So if you've been very tired, if you're recovering from like a cold or something, you're going to be very energetic. So, energy is good for like motivation, drive, and also working out. If you've been wanting to work out and you just kind of haven't had the motivation to do so, this is a good week to start. Anything that you give to this week will be successful. Okay, so take advantage of this week for sure. All right, let's see what else is here for my verbs. Oh, okay, we'll just let that fall out. All right. Really good. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands. So you're popping out for a second, or there's something very spontaneous about your energy this week. You could be popping out more, talking more, doing some spontaneous things that maybe usually you would overthink and not do. So this is really good. But I also see that you're still the Hermit, and this is your energy, Virgo. You are the Hermit. So even though you're popping out and being spontaneous, like I feel like your friends are gonna be so excited that you're actually like sitting down to dinner with them or going to the club with them or whatever. Maybe people are very thrilled and excited by what you have to say, because even with this card, this is like gives like a TV show host who their job is to speak or to charm people. So you have that energy about you, but it is short lived. It's something that you kind of have to ride the momentum. You're not going to have this energy every week. Some weeks you're not going to be feeling it and you're just not having it. So you definitely, especially with that Hermit. So I could see you like being so charming and so butterfly, social butterfly energy this week, and then retreating the rest of the year. So take advantage of what you can as you have this energy, this motivation, this charisma, this social property that you're possessing. Take advantage of it. Also, the High Priestess, again, this is a great week to do your witchy to do your witchy rituals. If you do spells, if you pray a lot, if you do things to connect yourself with divine, however you manifest, it's a really good week to do that. You have this inner knowing because the things that are happening for you in this time you've manifested previously, so you have this inner knowing of why everything's aligning for you. You need to recreate that or do some type of spiritual maintenance includes prayer, journaling. Hi, Libra. All right, welcome to your week ahead reading. So let's talk about this week for you. First of all, Libra, I want to commend you that you have been super disciplined. You are not playing about your goals. You've made a lot of success and achievements just by having consistency, having self control, and having discipline. And that is something that should be noticed about you and congratulated and applauded. So I want to give you your flowers before I deliver this message. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this week you may be a little bit off schedule, and that's okay. You have this energy of perfection or perfectionist energy that you have cultivated to allow yourself to have a lot of progress, to stay very focused, and just not repeat cycles that do not serve you. And you've done tremendous with that. You blew it out the park, flying colors. You've done amazing. So please do not be hard on yourself this week if you fall off of schedule, if you lose a little bit of that discipline, or you just aren't, being your natural prepared self this week. It's okay. It's just the energy. All right. And you also have to know that we are in a retrograde, which means that no matter how prepared you are, something is destined to kind of irk you a little bit. All right. So just know that. So you have clock here. So there's something about being on time or just being on a schedule. I feel like something in your schedule could be kind of messed up this week. And then you're having a hard time bouncing back throughout the rest of the week. Of course, you do not have to accept that. We have free will. So if that upsets you so much, because I feel like it does, me saying that, um fix it, but if you do fall off schedule, give yourself grace. Like, you're human. You're superhuman, by the way. You've been on a schedule and been so consistent for a long time, consistently. Give yourself grace and also give yourself applause for that. And if you have a little bit of a wonky week with your schedule, your routine, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right. So I do see that. Also, see that something could be distracting you because you have like love coming towards you. You did something, you did a thing recently, maybe where you spoke about love in some way. Maybe someone asked you, who are you dating these days? Who are you seeing? Are you interested in dating? Blah 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 blah. Someone asked you about your love life. You spoke something into existence. You probably said like, "Oh, I'm not focused on love right now, but I wouldn't mind love coming in." Something like that, okay? Or even if you're in a relationship or married, you could have spoke something in existence for your partner's behavior to be better towards you. Like maybe you wish that you had more romance in your life, things like that. You spoke it into existence. It's happening this week, okay? So you have love coming towards you, or someone expressing a lot of love towards you. And you also have a little wonky routine that could irk you a little bit, but you just need to give yourself grace. All right. So, and I think the reason that it could irk you is because you do have magnifying glass here. Magnifying glass talks about like very important things in your schedule, okay? Or maybe needing to prepare before doing something and just not having the time to do that. So you feel a little scrambled. So I don't know. There's something even with documents that maybe you're missing the deadline for. You need to give yourself some grace because you've been on schedule and on time and consistent for so long. Just know that if something is just a little annoying, especially with documents too, because you may need to sign something, there was a deadline for that. Mercury retrograde is notorious for not signing contracts, not doing heavy paperwork. Let it go. It's not meant to be. So if you are just a little behind or you didn't get something done on time, it's probably in your favor, but you could be taking it hard. So just, do a little woosah. Don't be so hard on yourself. You've been amazing. You've been doing amazing things for a long time consistently. This is not making or breaking you, okay? We also have Wolverine here. Yeah. Okay. So there's something about this week that there's a lot of unpredictable things that are happening. So again, being going with the flow is going to be really nice. This week may bring out your wild side where you could have been very graceful, very reserved, and because things are just kind of a little wonky, you react in a way that shows your spontaneous side, your adventurous side, your passionate side, and also your wild side in a way. All right. You may feel like there's a little bit of a power struggle in a situation with work, family, friends, or even your love life. You will feel like, I don't know, I just see you being so determined that if something doesn't go your way, it does bring out your shadow. Like this will to be perfect or do everything according to schedule. It will bring out your shadow in some way. You need to check that because yes, you do serve perfection on most days, but the days that you don't, it shouldn't make or break you. So there's something about your shadow coming out this week about like a need to stay consistent, which is not a bad thing. This is such positive things that you should strive for. But I see that you get so defeated if you feel like you fall off and you haven't fell off. This week is just going to be very unpredictable for you. All right, and you also have love coming towards you. So let's go ahead and see what this is about for my Libs. Give yourself grace this week, Libra, and go with the flow. And have some fun. So if something is off a schedule, have a little fun. Go with it. You're not going to adopt any bad habits from doing this. I feel like you're needing this break. Or maybe even this reality check that life is not always going to go as scheduled, okay? All right, give me some messages. No matter how much you prepare, sometimes life is very unpredictable. All right, give me some messages for leaves. Okay, you are embracing change. You definitely are embracing change, especially with this Page of Cups, especially with this card. I can see something's not going to schedule, and you're like, okay, let me just go ahead and smoke my little spliff, or let me have a glass of wine, or even if you're not a drinker and you don't have those type of habits, you could be like, okay, let me just go and sit in the grass under the sun. I mean, it is cold right now. I don't know. I see you doing something out of your normal routine. If you said, I'm going to eat no gluten, no sugar, you may be having that pasta. You may be putting real sugar in your coffee. It just is what it is. It's not going to make you a wild child. It's just kind of being a little bit more spontaneous and adventurous. And there's something very positive about this as well. It shows you where you may have been lacking on having a little bit of fun or just being too rigid in your life. So there's something very positive there. Also, you have a very, very abundant energy coming towards you. You could be receiving some type of windfall. You could be spending a lot of time with family and cultivating very strong connections with them. There's also something about like new love. I feel like the love that you have in your life right now, that you know that they're not going anywhere. This is the person you choose to do life with. There's something about building a legacy together, or if you're single, the next person that's coming towards you could be your forever person. There's something very valuable about this connection. There's something about your finances that have been doing very well. You may even been working so hard you never looked at your savings. And when you actually reflect and look at it, you're like so proud of yourself because you created so much abundance. But there's something about family here. And if it's not family, especially if you're single as well, the person coming towards you is a soulmate or a lifelong partner. It's someone that you're going to do life with for the majority of your life or the rest of your life. And there's a heavy investment as well. It's a very committed situation coming towards you, okay? But I want you to give yourself grace and have a little bit of fun. Let your hair down, Libra. No one's judging you, and please don't judge yourself. It's just probably the retrograde energy that's kind of making you a little off-putted of your schedule, your regimen. But you also have like some type of love situation that may require your attention. So if things are not working well for you, say you have this strict schedule and then you fell off a schedule, and now whatever you had planned for the weekend is just kind of out of sync and it's no longer happening. It could have been a diversion for you to meet the one. So if you're single and maybe like something didn't go to plan, now you're no longer having this meeting on Saturday. You now have a free schedule to explore this new love that may be meeting you this week. Someone could be saying, hey, are you free Saturday or Friday night? You normally would not be free, but because your schedule is not going to plan, it opens up this very abundant and abundant connection that has longevity that you would have missed out on if you weren't a little distracted. I hope that makes sense, okay? So embrace this week. Do not get frustrated with life, yourself, the spirits, okay? Embrace it because it's bringing in some type of very abundant situation, something with family, something with love, and also something with your finances. That if you weren't slowed down or distracted in some way, you wouldn't been able to slow down and like see what you're receiving, if that makes sense. All right. Libra, thank you so much for your time. I wish you guys the best week no matter what happens. You guys are superstars. You guys have been killing it. You guys are like leading the pack right now with just how disciplined and consistent you've been and in what you've been able to create for yourself. So I applaud you. Please like the video. It helps me out a lot. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. I love you, Libra, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hi, Scorpio. Let's talk about your week ahead. I feel like this week has something to do with your twin flame. Whoever that is in your life, that could be a lover of yours, a past lover, an ex, could be a friend, could be a family member. There's someone here that you're meant to do life with and learn a lot of lessons from and teach each other things and It could be a little crazy sometimes, but it also has very perfect and positive moments a lot of times as well. Right now, with you and this twin flame, whoever this person is, you are showing them how to do life. You're showing them how to choose themselves first. You're showing them how to make healthy choices for yourself, but also the connection. It's like you're teaching this person, you're giving them wisdom or some type of maturity lesson here, okay? And I feel like you're also doing this for yourself first, because even though we have twin flames in this life, we also have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, not letting our twin flame drag us to hell, okay? But you're doing just that. You're being an example of how you want to be treated, how this connection should be, and how to move forward with a lot of success, okay? Now, I feel like you're expressing yourself more than you normally would with this person. We have the drum here. So and also with the drum, I think about like vibrations. So there's like an effect going on here. We have dominoes, there's a domino effect. By you expressing yourself, setting boundaries, setting a standard, saying something to someone, up front, it's allowing you to be heard. It's allowing you to speak your mind. It's helping some type of communication between you two. It allows you to restore some type of balance or rhythm between you and this person, or just get things in order. You're sending some type of clear message to this person that they're going to follow. And I think the reason that they're actually following it is because they're not expecting you to be so bold. You're being very blunt with what you're saying, and you mean business, and you're getting some order or some respect from it, which is nice. And this is also very strategic, possibly for you. You are going into, how they say, Scorpio, some people like to say that you're a little bit manipulative at times. I think any word in life or any subject that we carry has a positive or negative meaning. So, even with manipulation, sometimes you do have to manipulate a situation to be able to have some order or some peace. There's negative ways of manipulating, there's positive ways of just being super strategic to get what you want. Whatever you're saying or doing towards this twin flame this week is setting you up for success, where you're going to be very unbothered, like moving forward and not worrying about this person doing something that sets you back because you acted during this week. Okay, so I feel like whatever you're doing has some type of chain reaction. It could have some type of butterfly effect. There's some type of like progress that you'll see because you set something into motion. So good for you. I think this is super, super positive. Okay, so let's see how that's transpiring for you this week. Wait, is there anything else I want to say? Okay. Also, I feel like with this person, they've stabbed you in the back. Probably not once, but like twice or multiple times. You have to manipulate the situation to be able to get your justice. And the thing with the twin flame is that it's not it's not what is it called? Hold on. You don't really have a choice in this. You have to do something to be able to have a peaceful life, because with twin flame, this is like forced. The contract was written before you and this person came on earth. This is who's going to be in your life, so you might as well just have the best situation with them. And if you have to manipulate to do it, then so be it. I also feel like this person has stabbed you in the back before, so it's like all is fair in love and war, or all is fair in twin flame and war, All right, let's see what's going on. Ooh, you are a master manipulator. In a very, very good way, though, okay? We have the Nine of Swords here, so you tend to overthink this situation a lot, but I don't blame you, because it hasn't been the most peaceful for you. It hasn't been the most healthiest for you. You're wanting now healthy moving forward. You don't want to sabotage your growth. You've had some type of significant growth by putting yourself first, making a lot of positive decisions, but you also know that you are what you eat. So whatever you surround yourself with, whoever's in your, bubble, has great influence over you. So you can do 100 healthy things, but if you have someone who does unhealthy things that you are forced to be with, twin flame energy, then you know that it will eventually have some type of effect on you, no matter how strong you are. Okay. And so I feel like you're really trying to get some order or some straightening. Okay. You're trying to get some straightening between you and this person. You're kind of trying to take charge or take lead. But in order to do that, you may need to be very strategic and kind of like sneak and act like you're not trying to be the lead, but in actuality, you are. Because whoever you're dealing with, this twin flame is a very special case scenario and you know how to deal with them. So I feel like you're actually enforcing that. You're going to have a lot of progress and positive forward movement with this person from whatever you're choosing to do this week. We have the Eight of Pentacles, so you can't miss. Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastery. So if people want to call you a master of manipulation, so be it. I mean, people can judge, but Scorpio, if you're turning a situation that has been very sour for you into something very sweet, then that's what you got to do. And anybody else in your situation would do the same thing. And I feel like you're not being deceitful or like weird. You're just trying to make sure that because we're associated with each other, because you're my twin flame, I have to make sure that you're moving in a way that doesn't hinder me. So whatever I got to do to make sure that you're on the same accord or you're just having positive output towards me, that's what I'm going to do. And you're not failing at that because you're such a master at it now. It's not even about you being a master manipulator. It's about you mastering your twin flame. This person, you know them so well. You know them so well. You could have your eyes closed and they walk in a room and you can address them because you know their presence. You know them very well. And so you're going to use what you know to get them to act accordingly because this person could possibly be very unpredictable, whatever. We also have the card of Temperance. So Temperance is a good Samaritan or just someone who has great character, like a really good guy, a really good girl. I feel like that's who you are. You're also doing something in moderation, so they always tell you not to overindulge. So there could be someone who spends a lot of money, right? They could be rich, they spend a lot of money. People could judge them for being too, what's it called, wasteful, maybe over buying resources, and it's like you don't need that and you're wasting. But this is a type of person who can afford anything, but they only allow themselves shopping sprees and to go crazy once a month. So you have some type of balance or order about yourself about how you're going to do this week. You're not harming this person. You don't have bad intentions. You're doing it out of your energy of protecting what you've built or what you've grown or even your healing property. If you've done a lot of healing, you're just trying to protect that. And because this person's associated to you, I get like a baby daddy or a baby mama for some reason, because that does give twin flame. It gives like, we obviously have a joint creation on this earth that we have to come together and cohabitate and compromise with. But if it's not a baby daddy or a baby mom, it could also be like a family member. It's someone that you're meant to do life with that could trigger you sometimes, but they also have made you very happy a lot of times. You're being very generous and very healthy in your approach. You could be strategically planning the situation out and doing certain things to make sure that that comes true. But I don't see you having bad intentions here. So manipulate the situation, if you will. And I want you guys to get out of like the negative standpoint of manipulation. Any card has a positive or negative. Any word in this life has a positive or negative. I remember I called this guy one time on a date. He loved talking about TV and script and like writing. So he loved talking about TV shows, movies. He had so much knowledge on it, but he was very snobby, which means that for me saying that to him was like, you are such a master of television, script, TV, movies, whatever, that you have a certain standard that you refuse to go below because you know it so well. And I called him a TV snob, or I called him like a movie snob. I don't know. I called him a snob and he took it offensively. He was like, I'm not a snob. Like he thought it was such a bad connotation. But I never thought snob was a bad thing because I feel like I'm a snob. I love elevated experiences, I love luxury. I'm a little critical at times, but it's because I have mastery behind what I stand by and I stand by it. he hated that. But long story short, to this day, when he does hit me up, he's like, you kind of opened my eyes about the word snob, and he embraces it now. But I remember when I first told him, he thought it was such a negative connotation, but it's not. It's like, be a snob. If you're a food snob, it just means that you have elevated taste and experiences about food that you refuse to come down a notch for. You are who you are. You're a snob. You like elevated things. So when it comes to you and manipulating a situation, I feel like you're doing it in a very positive connotation. And so don't take that wrong. I feel like this is what you have to do to make sure that you have law and order moving forward with this twin flame, whoever they are. And you know who this person is, because I feel like this person gets on your nerves so bad, but you have great love for them. So there's that, okay? And very positive week because you're taking charge of a situation and you're doing it with the best intentions. All right, Scorps, I will see you guys in the next one. Please like the video. It helps out my channel a lot. So thank you. Comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, Scorps. Hi, Sag. Welcome, welcome. All right, so this is your week ahead, Sagittarius. I do feel this week is very interesting for you. So I'm going to show you the cards. We have the Grim Reaper and the Hammer. You may feel inclined to heal a situation that's already dead and gone. I feel like the universe has done divine intervention of separating you and this person, you and this friend, you and this lover. For some reason, maybe out of comfortability or being that you adapted to the situation, you're having a hard time letting it go or just seeing that it's over. Or if it's not you, it's the other person. You could feel like it's over, but they keep trying and they have genuine intentions of trying that kind of make you feel victim to like being a part of the BS. But I just feel like the situation is truly done. It's over with. This, I don't know what this is for you. This could be like a work situation. Maybe a manager keeps trying to come towards you, modifying your schedule, trying to modify your pay, but you are really, really done. As soon as the next thing smoking comes your way, you're out of here. Or if this is like a family situation, it definitely could be love, of course. But it feels like someone here is holding on to something that's already too damaged, or it's like the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is very hard to come back from because it's like beating a dead horse. And that's what this feels. Now, you do have the Moon card here. Moon does let me know that sometimes it's hard to see things clearly. So if this is truly done, either you or the other person involved is having a hard time seeing that it's over. Someone could be very disillusioned, a little delusional about the situation. The moon also gives me the new moon that we're going to be having on Wednesday. I think it's the 19th of this month. So maybe the new moon is like bringing in new energy that helps someone move on. Okay. There's a lot from this situation. It does feel like a fantasy. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it has longevity here. Something is, I don't know, just there's no longevity. That's what I'm really seeing. I do feel like there's a lot of fantasy. This could be a romantic situation. There could be a lot of affection coming from this certain individual or recognition even. Like someone is like giving you applause or praise for things that you've been done. So if you are dealing with someone or a situation or even a work situation for the whole of this year, you're finally being recognized for things like, say you did something crazy in February that benefited a lot of people. It almost like this manager is now finally giving you praise about something that happened early this year. It's like, okay, you never tried to applaud me or congratulate me when I was actually doing it. Now you do, and it feels like a desperate attempt to keep you around or try to rebuild something. So I don't know. It's just a little weird. You're getting recognition for things that you did a long time ago. You could have a lover here who's like, oh, when you surprised me on Valentine. I'm getting February for some reason. I don't know why. When you surprised me on Valentine's Day and you did this, I was the happiest person on earth. But when you did it in February, you didn't get any response. You didn't get any recognition. It's almost like people are taking you for granted, or a situation has taken you for granted. You're on your way out, but your I don't know, your emotions or your genuine side is pulling at you to kind of stay, even though something is clearly over with. Also, if this is romantic, you're not even attracted to the person that is pursuing you. And I feel like you're staying down out of like maybe loyalty, or I don't know what it is. Or maybe you're trying to have like a genuine friendship with this person, but I feel like you're not attracted to them because these two cards gives like a turn off. Like it's a big turn off. Something's a turn off here. We also have Hornet's Nest. Okay, so this situation is not going to get any better. There's something very volatile about this situation, or troubling about this situation. You in this situation, whether it's work or a connection, it's been very hostile in the past, which I feel like hasn't been healed. It could repeat. It could be a cycle moving forward. You've been stung in a situation. Something's very dangerous for you. Something's telling you to watch out for conflict. There's future conflict with this that you know, but things could have been smooth sailing right now, which you're just trying to figure out. You also may not want to be so blunt and mean, which means that you really care, Sag, because you are the sign of bluntness and keeping it real. And I feel like you are not keeping it real with a certain person or situation because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but the situation is done. And I also feel like the universe is really trying to clear this out before your birthday, because it feels like if you don't nip something in the bud before your birthday, then someone's going to try to carry in your new season with you. You know, your birthday is your new age, your new season. It's literally the beginning of your year. And who you spend that time with is so important. So you are in a sticky situation, Sag, where you're just like, I don't want to be the one to say it. Usually you'll say it, but it shows how tender you are to the situation, and how generous you are, and also how loving you are to the situation. Even though it's over, you still have mad love for the situation or what it is. You have appreciation about you. You're watching your words, you're watching your behavior. You don't want to put anyone into a sunken place, even if they put you in a sunken place. So it's very interesting. All right, so let's see for my Saggies. Birthday is coming up, Sag. Birthday is coming up. Actually, I plan on doing a birthday reading for you guys, but on the Sagittarius personal channel that I have. So if you haven't followed my personal channel, it's called Saggie's Dream. So you should be able to find it based off of that, okay? But yeah, let's see. Okay, Six of Cups. Something that's trying to revisit you again. Something that feels like it'll be a cycle all over again. It feels exhausting to me, Sag, but I don't know how you feel. If it's a work situation, family, friendship, or love, it's a situation that you have a lot of nostalgia with, and you have a lot of memories and probably a lot of loyalty to, but it's also put you through the ringer. And things are positive right now as someone's trying to um, recommit to you, or probably get you to commit to another cycle. But I feel like you already know that this happiness or this positive energy could be very short lived. And you could also be moving behind the scenes to move forward. But you have a hard time of saying that. You could be being very strategic, like, I need to keep my cards close to my chest until I really have an out, which is smart. So there's that. But I just feel like you're not the most outspoken that you normally are. Something feels very sensitive here. Or because someone is so devoted to you, or the situation is so devoted to you, it's a little awkward to be like, I don't feel the same, you know? Like, imagine someone like coming in, bringing you flowers in front of all your friends and family, and then you don't feel connected the same way. It's embarrassing. You don't want to embarrass someone, or you don't want to make them feel small, even though they did that to you, okay? We have the universe here, which is the world card. Obviously, a cycle is coming to a close, and it should, because if you do know about the world. Hi, Cappy. All right, so your reading is very straight to the point. I'm talking to a Capricorn who used to do everything for everyone else, you know? Capricorn, I feel like people are very intimidated to approach you. They feel like Capricorns are very to themselves. They put themselves first all the time, or They may feel like you're very strict even with your connections. But what people don't know about you is that this whole year, 2025, you've been catering to other people, putting other people first, putting their feelings before yours, putting in a lot of effort towards other people's goals versus yours. So you have a very selfless energy about you. And this is why you remain blessed, because you are very generous in nature. A lot of people don't get to experience that from you, but this is the truth about you. If people really knew who you are, you're very generous in nature. And towards the end of the year, which I feel so happy for you, is that you're saying, all right, no more giving outward. I'm going to give inward. I'm going to give towards myself, you know? So I do see this week that you're going to have some type of self-indulgence. You could be eating more than you normally would this week, or you could be picking out on your favorite foods, like the most unhealthy foods. I feel like that's okay, especially if you've been very disciplined for most of the year. You deserve to have a little snack or two, or just to pig out for a little bit. And it makes you happy. I see you like ordering like Uber Eats, DoorDash, like you're not even driving to get your food. You're like, come to me. So you're splurging on like Uber Eats, DoorDash, or something like that, Instacart. You're getting like really delicious food, okay? And then also see you like maybe like watching your favorite show, binge watching a show. You have some free time this week to kind of pick out. Or maybe this weekend you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay home and really like cater to yourself. So I do see that. Now, also this week you will be focusing on yourself and what can I gain from this life versus what can I do for other people. A lot of people don't know this about you, that you're so generous and you're so selfless, okay? And I also see some shadow work happening. So you could be, I don't know why I'm getting therapy. I don't know if you guys have like a your first therapy appointment this week. Or if it's not a therapy appointment, you could be doing something that gives you some type of self-healing. So you could be speaking about your pain, putting it to the forefront, and it's very healing for you. Very, very healing. But whoever you're speaking to gives you insight about yourself. So not only are you just releasing, you get some type of rebound that's very positive and healing, because you're getting that recognition of what you went through, but there's also someone who's like critiquing you, but not in a way to like degrade you or make you feel weird, more so in a way of like helping you understand why you feel like you feel. It's not just about what other people have done to you, it's about how you react. So someone's telling you that. So some of you guys are like speaking to like a honest friend or some type of elder, someone with a lot of wisdom. Maybe you're getting a tarot reading, or you could be going to therapy, which I feel like is very, very healthy. And that's why you have the ascending card here, because someone is teaching you ways to navigate those very restrictive points that you hit, and like the walls that you hit in life based off of how you've been treated and maybe feeling bad about that. Okay, so there's a lot of like splurging or indulgence this week, which is very fun. But there's also this indulgence of self help or healing yourself, which is very um, responsible. I think this is going to set you up for greatness for your future. You also have drum here. So, again, that's why I'm getting therapy, because this card is about self expression. So, it feels like you feel like you're in a safe place to open up or tell someone about your life and just speak openly. And it kind of feels like therapy, but it could also just be a really good friend who's a great listener and very wise. Or maybe you're getting a reading from whoever your favorite reader is, or you're going to therapy, which I think is just so positive for you. You're speaking your mind without judgment, and you're also getting positive tools to move forward, okay? You're communicating more than you ever did about your feelings, your personal self, what you feel inside, your identity. It's so healing, and it kind of brings back a lot of rhythm or balance into your life. Also, it helps you to walk away from things that no longer serve you, negative feelings, grudges that you hold against other people, even like, bad endings that you've had. It helps you, it empowers you to be able to walk away and feel content with whatever happens. So there's something very empowering this week. If it's not therapy or like talking to someone, you could just be watching a really good show that kind of resonates towards your life. You know how a lot of people resonate with what's it called? What's that big show called with all the women in New York dating around and they're professionals and they have effed up love lives and they help each other. What is it called? See, I never watched it a day in my life. So, but it's an iconic show. And maybe you can tell me in the comments, Capricorn. It's iconic, but I forget what it's called. Anyway, you could be watching something that's very healing as well. I've done that once or twice. I've watched shows that really healed me when I was going through some really tough times. So maybe that's what you're doing. But there's something also about you expressing yourself. So also content creation. Um, you could be creating content that may go viral or resonate with the right people about your life. You may just feel inclined to like kind of share what you've been going through. And I feel like it's landing very well and it's very healing. All right, let's see. Tell me about Cappy this week. Yeah, judgment. Okay, so you're being called to do some healing. The universe is like literally picking you out of the crowd of the trillion of people that we have on earth and saying you need to do some healing right now. That'll be good for you, and you're following that calling. So you're not running from it, you're not hiding from it. You don't have no insecurities about what you went through. You're embracing it very boldly, and that also shows you how much you're like healing, is that you're able to face this and talk about it so openly. Because maybe in the past that wasn't like you, maybe some years ago that wasn't like you. Also, very strategic way of healing. So some people think that, I don't know, there's something very strategic, something very research, again, like therapy, or you could be I don't know, it's something that happens suddenly this week. So it's not like maybe you're going on a trip, but I don't really see that happening for you. You also could be looking at old artifacts from your ancestors. So like looking at photo albums, researching your family, getting new intel about your family. Someone could be telling you about your great great grandma or your great great grandfather that resonates with your path. So something is like linking you back to your ancestors or the people who lived here before you, kind of gives you a deeper understanding about your life and why you go through the things that you're going through. I like to blame things on my ancestors. I'm like, I'm struggling because you guys created this habit. And it's all jokes, it's a lifelong journey. But yeah, with the Seven of Swords, very strategic. Also, too, whatever you're doing to heal yourself, whether you're binge watching a show, whether you're speaking to a therapist, getting a tarot reading, you are very private about it. It's not something that's meant to share with the world. I feel that way 100%. If you're healing, it's not really meant to like share to the world until you can empower someone and the universe calls you to share. I feel like you're being very private about this. So whatever you're doing, you probably won't even tell me in the comments because it is private to you and it does work. It's very solid, okay? Yeah, that's what I have for you, Cappy. Cappy, I love you guys so much. I hope that you guys have the best week. Enjoy yourself. Like the video, it helps me out a lot. Comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hi, Aquarius. Okay, so let's talk about this week for you. This week is about reminiscing about something that has ended for your highest good, but you can't help but to be reminiscent of it. You understand? So you have wedding rings and also coffin. There's something that was so positive, possibly a relationship with that wedding rings or something that you were super committed to that was positive or had a lot of positive moments. You're reminiscing about the good and the positive with that situation, but you also do have a deep understanding of why it had to come to an end. Now, you from leaving the situation, you're able to establish some type of independence or stability on your own. Maybe jointly, this person or the situation could have been holding you back. And it's not that they're a horrible person, because I see you reminiscing about the positives. So you see this person as a good person. It's not that they're a bad person. It's just that maybe you guys were not aligned in a lot of ways in your life, and it held you back in some ways. You're reminiscing about it. Um, but you also understand how your health has been restored. Some of you guys like health, like literally your health has restored since you left the situation. I don't know what that means. That could be your mental health. That could be like maybe you moved out of a certain place with this person, but you would never would have moved if you guys didn't break up because they were so stuck or fixated in one place. So I'm also getting like mold. You know how sometimes you move into apartments or like even rentals, like townhouses, homes that maybe the landlord is not keeping up, management is not keeping up, and there may be mold in the system and you get sickness from it. I'm getting that. I feel like after you moved out of like a certain place, you started to get healthier. I don't know, that could just be very specific, but there's something here where you also have a lot more motivation, more drive without this person, but you choose to reminisce on the positive parts. Something is very like reminiscent to you about the positive parts. I also feel like all these emotions could be coming in because something new is coming towards you. So it's almost like you're having that basking moment of the past before something new comes in and diverts your energy 100%. Okay. Now you're going to be opening up about the positive to a family member, because we have tree here. I think about like longevity. So like either a really old friend that you had so much time with on earth already, this is like a really close friend to you, or a family member. You're going to be opening up to them. You're going to be talking about an ex or a ex situation for you. They're going to take it the wrong way. They're going to run with it and tell your business. So, ooh, sorry y'all, it's early. It's really early when I'm recording this, so excuse me. Okay, you're going to run and tell someone that you feel like you can trust about your positive feelings. This person's going to run and tell your whole family, or they're going to tell your friends, or they're going to tell your community. So it's better to just like reminisce in your mind, or write about it, or make a song about it. I don't know. But don't tell this person, because I forget who else had this. Who else had this card today? Maybe that could kind of tell you who the hell this is. Hold on, let me think. Who had the card today other than Aquarius that run their mouth too much? I think no, I can't remember. I'm sorry, but it was one other sign that also had that. So I was like, probably be careful of this sign because they probably tell your business. But anyway, there's someone here that you're speaking very fondly about, someone from your past. They're gonna be very attentive. They're gonna listen to you, but as soon as you guys get off the phone or you guys leave from each other, they're gonna go tell your family, or they're gonna go tell your friends that, or they may even tell this person that know that you're done with. You're just reminiscing about them. You thought it was a safe space. They're going to tell people like, oh, Aquarius still wants this person. They're still stuck in the past. You're not stuck in the past. You're just reminiscing. It's equivalent to someone who was married and gets a divorce and is now on to the next husband or wife, but they still reminisce about their first wedding. There's a lot of positive memories associated with that person. Doesn't mean that they miss that person, that they're longing for them, or that they're stuck on them. Just means that I miss the memories we had. We had so much fun. We did this together firstly. We traveled to this place and we had a ball. Our wedding was so amazing. So something about a relationship that you're reminiscing about, unfortunately, it's not a safe space for you to share. Be careful who you share with, or maybe just keep it to yourself, because you do have free will, because this person will use it as gossip. It's not even like when this person's listening to you, they think you're delusional and they're like, why is Aquarius thinking about that? They're actually enjoying themselves, but this person doesn't have enough going on in their life to where whatever you tell them, they're going to hold on to and use it as gossip. And it's not such a bad thing, but I feel like the people who really want you to be done with this situation could feel some type of way. So if it's family, if you're speaking to a sibling and you're like, yeah, I was thinking about so and so the other day and how we did this, you're just reminiscing on positive memories that give you a good feeling. Whoever you're telling this to is going to go and tell your mom, like, oh, Aquarius is, spiraling again. Aquarius is thinking about this person that did them so wrong. They caused our family so much drama. Aquarius is thinking about them. It wasn't meant for that. It was just meant for just expressing yourself. Also, two people are worried for you. They think you're going to go back to something that doesn't serve you because you are more stable without this situation. It's it's not giving that for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, Aqua, but I just don't get that you're wanting to repeat a situation. You understand that it's done, but can you still relive your memories that mean something to you? I don't see why. You have a lot of people who don't like whatever you're talking about. So if you're talking about an ex, there's a family member who does not like this ex. They're listening to you, but they're also going to go tell your business. So be careful of that. All right, so there's two tower moments this week for you, okay? So you have the tower here. There's two tower moments. The tower is when you're speaking about something from your past that someone thought you were over with. They're going to feel shocked that you're even bringing this person up. And then the second tower is that someone goes and tell your business to other people that makes even more drama. So there's two towers here or something unexpected. You'd be speaking to someone very nonchalant. You could even take only 2 seconds to say, oh, remember when me and so came here, was a good time. It could be as chill as that. Someone's taken out of context here. We have the Six of Swords as well. So you are in a transitional period of moving on from that situation and you have no intentions of going back. Someone feels like as you're moving on from the situation, you're getting distracted by the good memories and they're concerned for you. So be careful who you open up to. Some people are more concerned than you, even though you're the one who went through the situation. There's your family or your friends could be worrying about you that you're going to go back to a situation. I feel like you were just trying to bring up a positive memory. It wasn't that deep for you. But for other people, they feel like, I don't know, they're taking it harsher than you did as if they were in a relationship themselves. So if you have a positive memory that you're reminiscing about, I mean, do what you want. It doesn't matter either way it goes. But if you do express this to someone, that person's going to go and tell like your family or your friends or someone. They're going to bring this up to someone that it was none of their business or they weren't even involved. So just keep that in mind. I also feel like because you're bringing up things from your past, people think that you're stuck in the past. You're not. You're not. You're literally like the alien of the zodiac and the time traveler. You can time travel from your childhood to your adulthood and just remember very integral parts of your life that made you happy and you will reminisce. It's no big deal. You're reminiscing about a very positive moment in your life and someone's taking it out of context. So just know that. Also, too, because you are truly done with the situation, I feel like you're going to be proving a lot of people wrong because based off of this, it feels like people think you're going to repeat a cycle. They'll be so shocked in 2026 when you moved on to bigger and better and you're living your best life that you didn't repeat a situation. So I also see that happening for you. 2026 could be a very positive year for Aqua. But yeah, just be careful what you're sharing because people are taking out of context and thinking that you're still in love with the past or you want to get back with the past or that you would even repeat that. You're reminiscing about something positive. You know how to separate positive from negative. I don't know what the big deal is, but it feels like your family is really upset about this. And your family could be very gossipy. So if you're opening up to a sibling, a parent, a cousin, I probably would not this week because they're taking it out of context and making it such a dramatic thing when it's not. All right, so that's what I have for you, Aqua. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Please like the video. It helps me out a lot. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, Aqua. Hi, Pisces. All right, welcome to your week ahead reading. Let me tell you about your week ahead. Okay, so, It's either you or another person that you're associated to that lives in the past. Someone's living in the past here. They're not seeing the opportunities that are being presented to them, the new that's coming in their life. It feels like you or another person dealt with some type of karmic relationship. And we also have boat here, which means that someone's moving on from this. There's new energies coming forward, but someone almost is like stuck in their past, or they're so triggered from this karmic connection that they're having a hard time moving forward. Okay. Again, we also have Tower here. So this Tower card talks about like things from the past, things that are not standing today, that have no validity today. But someone is stuck in the past or old age or something that happened a long, long time ago. Someone could be very almost like disciplinary energy and very restrictive. So this is someone that you can't play around with because they'll take everything too seriously, or they could be a big disciplinary. So like if you do wrong them, you'll be in the doghouse for a long time. Okay, so this is someone who's really serious about life and takes things very seriously and may even be having a hard time moving on. We have the Stallion here, which talks about breaking free from the past, breaking free from cycles. It also talks about a lot of strong emotions. So I don't know if you're joking with someone, Pisces, like you're being lighthearted about a situation, and there's someone here who takes it very seriously, and you guys are just not compatible in that energy. I almost feel like you're dealing with a Capricorn or something like that, but no shade to Capricorns. We love Capricorns, but they can be a little serious at times, right? So it feels like you're dealing with someone that maybe you're trying to make light out of a situation that may have triggered them. You're trying to get them to change their mind from negative to positive, or someone's doing this towards you. And from someone trying to do that and having positive intentions, it creates some type of blow up where someone feels like, I don't know, someone's super serious about a situation. Someone's saying, hey, take it lightheartedly and look the other way. Don't let this F up your week. Don't let this F up your day. Whoever's receiving that message can't take it. Like they are moving on. And this is the thing too, it's almost like self-sabotatory. That's not a word, but it's almost self-sabotagey because with the boat, this talks about new things coming in, receiving what you need. So if you're lacking something, especially coming from a karmic connection, you're getting what you need. You have new love coming at your door. You have new friendship coming at your door. You have a new job coming at your door. You have a new environment or community coming towards you, but you're so restricted that you won't even allow yourself to embrace the new because you're so caught up in the past, okay? And someone is just really stuck in their past. They can't see new. If you're dating someone, Pisces, and you feel like they keep judging you based off of their past, that's exactly what it is. And this person's very rigid. So it's going to be some type of power struggle between you and this person if you choose to deal with them. Because this person doesn't know how to try something different. And I also feel like someone has super strong emotions. Like even with love, they love really hard, but when it comes to being offended by little small things, they take everything so strongly. They take everything so offensively, okay? But they're also, what could be keeping this connection, Pisces, this week is desire. There's a lot of a desire or attraction. So, and also sexual energy. So even though someone is like probably so annoying to deal with because they're too in their feelings, they take everything personally, they're also very sexy. And the sex could be really good. Or there's something very exciting about you guys that keep you guys together. So I feel like there's a opposites attract type of energy between you and this person. There's the tame versus the wild. There's the calm versus the crazy, you know? And even though the calm may be like, okay, this ain't worth it to deal with the crazy is just so enticing and sexy. It's hard to like not deal with it because the calm also needs a little crazy in their life. They need someone to make things exciting. And the crazy needs some tame in their life where someone makes their life more chill, no more drama, you know? So this is an opposites attract type of situation. It is karmic though, because there's a lot of crazy lessons to be learned in this situation. It doesn't feel like it's smooth sailing. It feels like two people are uninvolved. There's one person who's too calm and too tame, who doesn't allow themselves to experience, and they could have a lot of rules or rigid energy. And there is someone who's crazy, who needs to tame it up a little bit and have a little bit more discipline. Both people are lacking something here and receiving just what you need. So, Pisces, if you're dealing with someone who's triggered you most recently and they're new in your life and you're like, I'm not effing with this person, they already are triggering me. I hate to spoil it for you, but I feel like this person does have longevity in this season because you guys are both learning something from each other. It doesn't feel compatible based off of like maybe what's most transpired, but this week you guys still will have some unlikely circumstances where you guys are not getting along, but you guys were put together for a big lesson here. Okay, what you and this person have in common is the Three of Swords. Y'all both have been recently disappointed by something. One of you chooses to react with that by being a little wild. One of you chooses to react by that by being very disciplined. So, but still the same storyline. Let's see. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups. So if you and this person do not want to deal with each other, you guys can move on. Obviously, both of you have a lot of options. Whoever's the more tame or chill person has a lot of options and probably doesn't go after their options because laziness, like not wanting to even court people properly, not wanting to spend their weekends trying to entertain someone, rather spend their weekends alone. And then the person who's more wild has a lot of options, but these options can be very boring to them. Now, the person who's more wild, what incites them about the person who is very chill is that they're so chill. Even when this person's acting a fool or trying to get a reaction, the person who's very chill is very meditative and just, you can't break them. And the same thing goes for the other person as well. So there's some attraction there. You guys have other options, but you guys keep choosing each other, right? And also the Nine of Swords, another thing that you and this person have in common is like lack of confidence with the Nine of Swords. There's a lack of confidence here that is not your own to carry. It's something that deals with your past, like your past relationship, your childhood, things like that. But both of you guys share that lack of confidence. That could be something that you guys conquer together. But this person just feels like opposites attract to the max. Okay, you're like, okay, I know opposites attract, but this person's completely my opposite. They could be what's good for you right now. I don't know about longevity between you two, but it could be good for right now, Pisces, and I hope you understand that and just embrace it. Yeah. I feel like you're going to spend time with this person, talking to them, hanging out with them. You're not really going to be sold by their energy. You're going to feel like there's something still weird or just to be very like distance between you two. But as time progresses, especially for the rest of this year, you won't even know how close you and this person become over time. You and this person will have, even if things don't work out romantically or business wise, whatever the situation for you, you guys will have a closeness where you guys can stay friends no matter what, and may be in each other's lifelong, but not necessarily romantic or as a couple or as family. Just kind of like having your separate lives, but still, you guys are helping each other through a very, you know, some type of transition. Okay. So you will be spending time with this person or talking to them this week. The biggest thing is that I see that you're not sold on them. You may feel like you guys are very uncompatible, but there's something so interesting about their difference in energy. Whether you're the wild one or the calm one, you'll be intrigued by this person's difference in personality. And that's what kind of keeps it alive. Okay? So I guess we'll see what happens with that, Pice. I wish you guys the best week. Please like the video. It helps me out a lot. Comment down below. Let me know about your situation. And also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the next reading coming out very soon. I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, Pisces.